Now let's go to Thailand, where experts say it could be months before a football team and their coach stuck in a cave may be brought to safety. An international team of experts is trying to decide how best to rescue the boys and their coach. They were finally located 9 days after going missing while exploring caves in the Southeast Asian nation. The latest strategy involves pumping water out of the Tham Luang Nan Non cave, but ongoing rain and rising water levels are complicating the rescue mission. Divers have delivered food and medical supplies to the stranded team, but rescue officials say it may be a long time before the boys and their coach are safely back on solid ground.
There's one race against time: is can something be done to get them out before the weather changes and perhaps makes diving too dangerous. That's one thing. And the other one, it's the race to get them supplied or get supplies in so that if they have to stay in there, they can stay in there until, throughout the monsoon. Now, that could be till September, something like that.
Now, as we heard there, diving is the quickest way out of the cave, but it's also very dangerous. And of course, you need proper training to operate the underwater equipment. Many people are worried that the trapped boys are not emotionally or physically strong enough to take part in a diving rescue. Our correspondent Martin Lowe is at the cave entrance in Chiang Rai, Thailand, with this report.
It's well known that cave diving, diving in narrow underground passages in the dark, in flooded caverns, is perhaps the most dangerous diving of all, and it is fraught with difficulty. But nevertheless, that remains the first choice for removing these boys from this cave complex. Food and medical supplies are being taken in to toughen up the boys after their astonishing 10-day ordeal. The plan is that the Navy SEALs, the specialist divers who went in along with voluntary rescuers and finally discovered them, they will give these boys some basic underwater diving scuba instruction, because so much of the cave is flooded, perhaps a kilometre or more between where the boys are and the entrance to the cave is underwater, and it is still the preferred option to bring them out, because they say if it isn't possible, if they determine that the boys aren't strong enough or don't have the ability to do that, then the only real alternative is to pump out the water. Now, they've not been able to do that for the last 9 days or so with the biggest pumps and the biggest pipes anywhere in Thailand. To give you an idea, this is not like pumping out a pool of water. This is fast-flowing water being topped up by rain like this, which is falling now. The water levels continue to rise. This is like putting pumps into a fast-flowing river and trying to drain a river. Now, in fact, I have to say this: the Thai army has said today they are sending in food. They may send in enough food for 4 months. And if the pumps are unsuccessful and they can't drain the water, and it isn't considered safe to allow the children to scuba dive, to dive out, they may have to stay there for an extended period. At the absolute extreme, 4 months, until October, when the caves drain naturally.
Malaysia's former Prime Minister Najib Razak